What's up, devils? J-Dog here. You know what time it is. It's fucking 6 a.m., goddammit. So it's fucking devil time. And today's video, we're going to be discussing the questions, getting guys answered up on the thoughts on Boulder and Japanese metal. Posted 7 days ago now at the time of making this fucking video. 20 comments total. Only a few questions, so it probably won't be too long of one. I did skim them in case to see if I needed to get any materials out. And there was. Somebody asked a question, busted out a photo, so maybe a little bit of fucking, I don't really know if there's much story times. I don't have much to say about, just other than show you what the fuck I got. And so yeah, I busted it out. So gave him a quick skim, and that's that. So first goddamn one is more so, looks like he's just kind of comedy, but also a question in there from Goat666DB. Shout out to you, brah. Thanks for replying to my question, J-Dog. I'll have to check out that melting rap. Gotta do it, man. It's fucking great. Telling you, it's one of my favorite releases in the last few years. Like, it's, yeah, like Dead Infection Worship, brutal fucking death grind stuff, but like, it was like catchy. And what I liked about it too is it kind of like, you know, just in general, what I'm kind of noticing, I'm not saying I like everything on his label. I've heard it. I think Head Split Records is the better fucking label of kind of like the brutal bands, and that's what they mostly put out. I think they fucking blow away Maggot Stop. That's one that just, I just think Head Split's kind of like, they almost got like more of an underground feel to them, you know what I mean? So like with Melting Rap, for example, like the triggers weren't, I mean, the drums weren't triggered at all. It's almost like it's fucking blasting and like, not too, like, there's blast and shit, but I mean, it's almost played with a punk edge. It just seems like it has more of an organic, like, old school fucking mentality, you know what I mean? And I just kind of get that vibe, that most of his bands do. Again, I haven't listened to everything, but even just with his own band, Cemetery Lost and shit, it just seems like they have a very 80s, early 90s just feel and mentality, and not kind of like, I don't know, like with Maggot Stomp, it just kind of seems like, again, some of that stuff I do like, it just kind of seems like hipsters playing death metal. That, I don't know, as opposed to like, the Head Split shit just seems more organic. But yeah, Melting Rot, it's fucking great. You gotta fucking check it out. They just have one album, and it's listed on Metal Archives as a full-length Blood Delusions, but it's like, it's pretty short. It's like 18 or 20 minutes, but 18 to 20 minutes of pure awesomeness. Gotta fucking, and I love the guy's fucking vocals, just over the top fucking brutal. Anyways, where the fuck did I leave off? Wasn't even a goddamn question I was getting to. I do like Dead Infection. You like that too, goddammit. Got another question being from Cleveland and into good metal in the late 90s. Did you ever get a chance to go to Milwaukee Metal Fest? Sadly, I didn't get to go to any of the really great ones, but I went to the last few from 2001 to 2004, or whenever the last one was, and they were some of the best fests ever. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I've actually never gone to Milwaukee ever. Wanted to, especially when I was looking back at it, like the years that, like, because I started going to shows in '98. Looking at, I think it was maybe the 1997 one, the 1998 one, whatever year Centurion played, and I think it was one of those years. I'm like, fuck, I would have loved to go on that. And then the early 2000s, I remember me and Eric and Chase talked about it, but I think Milwaukee, it sounds, so you said you're from Cleveland. If I think we looked it up, Milwaukee was like an 8-hour drive, maybe even a 10-hour drive. And you got to remember when you said like 2000, 2001. So in 2000, I would have been 15, 2001, 16. That's kind of a tall, like, it was already like pushing it with my fucking parents going to shows all the time and shit. We did go to out-of-state shows every now and then, but it'd always only be on a weekend, a Friday or Saturday if it was. But we'd go to Pittsburgh shows sometimes and Detroit shows. But that's, anyone from Cleveland knows that's not a bad drive at all. Like, Pittsburgh's like 2.5 hours. Detroit's like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. So we'd go to some of those. But like, if you were to say, yeah, your mom and dad, that's 15, fucking, we're going to go. I mean, Eric would have been like 17 or whatever, and Chase would have been 16, and I would have been 15. We're going to drive to Milwaukee, 8 to 10 hours. We're going to stay there for 3 days. You know what I mean? Overnight at a hotel. It's just, I think we kind of knew there's no way that they would agree to that. It's like, we're lucky enough to have it like, that they were letting us go to fucking shows all the time as it is. So, but yeah, I never got to attend it, so would have liked to though. The only fest I attended back then in those days was Brian Bextor's Ohio Death Fest, which I thought were fucking awesome too, though. Fucking comment here from Human Brisket. Comments on everything, goddammit. Thanks for the reply. On your request, I'll keep my questions coming. Keep them all coming, goddammit. I agree, bands need to hang out with the fans. The rest of us spend our hard-earned money to keep these guys in the road and in the studio. Yeah, the way I kind of see it, too, is like kind of making an experience. Like, you're coming out to a show, right? I mean, like, let's call it like it is. I mean, unless you know people at the show or whatever, or you're just a very sociable person, you can make conversation with anyone. You go to the show, you're kind of waiting for the band that you're waiting to see to play. make it an experience. Like, why not you guys be like, what the fuck do you need a merch stand guy for? In all honesty, you guys run the merch fucking stand. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Glenn Benton should be running the merch stand. Yes, maybe have somebody, maybe a backup guy for when they're on stage. But that way, dude, they come to your merch stand, they can buy shit, get photos signed. It's an experience for them. They get to go there, meet the bands, hang out with the bands, shoot the shit. You have all the time. I mean, come on, it's called like fucking is. If there's 3 bands opening or whatever, you got fucking 3 hours. You're just dicking around. Hang out with your fucking fans. You know what I mean? Cannibal Corpse. It should be Corpse Grinder, the whole band at the fucking stand. You guys run the merch stand. I understand you can't while you're playing. And then, that way that all the fans, they know exactly where to meet you. They can go up and buy merch. I guarantee the thing is, you probably would sell more merch too. I guarantee you would. So if you want to do it as a business thing, I'm sure some of these guys at this point, Cannibal Corpse, DS had more Angel bands that live off their band. I'm sure they are kind of like doing it as a business, which is understandable. If they're making a living off it, well, they want to, who the hell doesn't ever want to make more money, right? Your day job, if you make $15 an hour, you'd like to make 16 or 17, right? Same thing. So why would you make more money? Think about it. You're at a fucking merch stand. That now they know they're meeting you, and if they have nothing in hand, they might buy whatever CD or LP you're sitting there, so that way you can fucking sign it, or just the fact that you're there and get photos. So it means like it's that's what I would do if I was in a band. But none of these guys, I don't know. They just don't do it. Now, granted, smaller bands do. It's because they can't afford to hire anybody to run their merch stand or whatever. But that's what I honestly, even if I was fucking King Diamond, I would do it. I think that's your fucking obligation. Yeah. And if there's a 2-hour line, and fucking so. Dude, when I go to the fucking Olympian shit to meet some guys and stuff like that, some of the guys I'm not there to meet that just are popular. Dude, I've seen like we're talking about fake natties and shit, Dana Lynn Bailey and shit. I'm not even, dude, like I've never waited in line. When I met her, it was before anyone knew who she was. That's why I was thinking, when I see her line, I thought was so funny. I'm not even joking. It had to be a 2-3 hour line easy. The thing was behemothly fucking long. They do this all the time. That's the way it is. No shit. If you're fucking somebody, so what? And so if people are there to see King Diamond, if there's 2 openers that they don't even care, so they're going to stand in line, fucking drink some beers while they're waiting in line to fucking meet you. And then by the time you're done, meet them, then you go to watch them live. Little idea out there for all the lame-o bands that haven't thought of it. How about start running shows like that? You know what I mean? Good idea for you there, guys. Good business move, too. And the fans would love it. Where the fuck did I leave off? Patologicum I found when I was running a distro. I actually bought a CD split of theirs from you guys years back. Oh, so we had it in stock. Yeah, because I recognize the name, but it's one of those things. If I've heard them, it's added to the category of my line. I've forgotten more metal than you know. That, you know what I mean? Because when I say that to people, I mean that literally, because I was like, all the stuff I've listened to shop, I own a ton of 7 inches and LPs and stuff that I haven't listened to in years that I was like, I remember liking it, but I forget what it sounds like. Forgotten a lot of fucking metal. So yeah, a lot of these fucking, especially the Panini's douches, I forgot more metal than you fucking know. You know what I mean? So they might be in that category. Like I've heard them, but I've forgotten them. You know what I mean? But I recognize the name. Here's the question. My question for today is, any stories on the Cleveland band H100s or Nine Shocks Terror? The time I met Kanye, he was telling me they were local. H100s, I don't know anything about it. I don't even recognize that, to be honest. And then Nine Shocks Terror, yeah, it was just a hardcore band. I didn't do much for me. I think it's okay. No really stories. I know I've been at shows and shit that they were playing as well. That's about it. I'm pretty sure, isn't that the band? Was it, I think it was Nine Shocks, to where Kanye helped them play drums and shit, where they went to fucking Japan. I get them mixed up with one other band, another hardcore band, but I'm pretty sure it's Nine Shocks I'm thinking of. And that's when Jim was first in Japan before Nunslaughter went to Japan. I think he went to Japan for Nine Shocks 1 or 2 years prior to Nunslaughter. And then when he went to Nunslaughter, he was the only guy in the band Nunslaughter that was ever been to Japan before. So things like that. Did Nine Shocks do a split with because I had the 7-inch. I gotta go back and listen to it, but I remember being more hardcore. Jim also did that split project. There's a 7-inch called Public Execution, I believe it was called. Did Public Execution maybe do a split with Nine Shocks? I can't remember, because I want to say, is the Public Execution a full-length 7-inch or a split? I can't remember. It's been a year since I've listened to it, but from what I remember, it's in that style. And I got to go back and listen to 7-inch. I remember being like, it's another. I've forgotten it. You know what I mean? But I have it, and I remember being okay. But I think it's kind of in that vein of Nine Shocks, because Jim does some of that hardcore stuff too. So, and I like a little bit of hardcore too, but I don't really know Nine Shocks. I just know I've seen them and stuff, and I know I've heard them. I just always remember So I never really delved into it. I never went out and bought an album, put it on, and sat there and listened to it and really gave it my full focus. Just because when I heard them, I was just kind of whatever, it's okay. So I never really thought much to go out and really further investigate them. So no, not too many stories or anything about them. Jay Nakins, Question: are there any bands that you feel the vocalist is so important to their sound that you don't enjoy stuff without the singer? An example of one for me is Malevolent Creation. I just can't get into the albums without Brett Hoffman. It's not the music is bad; it just doesn't feel the same to me. It's funny you say that. In general, I've always said throughout my life that the vocalist is the most irreplaceable. Now I know tons of people, oh, it's a guitar player, whatever. It's just because the front man is the voice. Like, I agree. Now it's funny you mentioned Brett Hoffman. It's like I kind of agree with you on Malevolent Creation, but disagree because I definitely like everything. But by far, yeah, Malevolent Creation, the sound is Brett Hoffman. You're right. Like Eternal and Cold Blood, I like those, but I like those way less. Those are actually probably my least favorite albums, Eternal and Cold Blood. It's funny because I know guys who that's their favorite Malevolent Creation albums. But like the Will to Kill and stuff, which I talked about before in a prior video, I like it and stuff. But yeah, to me, it's almost like kind of like you said, it's almost like a different band. But I just think it's a good. I still like it because it's like it's a good album. But yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, it's without Brett. It's not the same. So answer that. Yeah, they'd be a perfect example. Another great one would be, I mean, honestly, it's called old band Black Sabbath. I mean, to me, like those Dio albums and stuff. And like I know people that's their favorite ones. It's to me, it's not Black Sabbath. It's just not. I mean, it's like just a different band. I'm not saying those albums suck. I think they're decent fucking hard rock, heavy metal albums, whatever you want to consider them. But it's just without Ozzy singing, it's just to me it wasn't. It's just not Black Sabbath. You know what I mean? Hell, even Born Again with fucking with Ian singing. I do like that album. I own it. But to me, it's not Black Sabbath. It's a pretty good just heavy metal record. You know what I mean? It's just another band. So just another different band. As far as other bands, like for example, if Deicide ever got rid of Glenn Benton, I'd be like, this is just fucking stupid. Because not only is the sound, it's just he's kind of like he's just the face of the fucking band. It's kind of like he's the character. He's the you know what I mean. You got to have him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely preferred it when it was the original lineup, the Hoffman brothers, Steve and Glenn. That was the perfect fucking storm. But yeah, if you got rid of Glenn, just fucking forget about it. That's just fucking dumb. You better just disband. I mean, it's almost like getting rid of. It's almost like Merciful Fate. Like for there you go, Merciful Fate. I mean, they never carried out without King Diamond, but that would just be ridiculous if they got rid of them. Like and Michael Denner and Hank Sherman are like, yeah, we're gonna run the fucking show here, and they get some ass clown singing. It's like, dude, it wasn't because King was the fucking front of he. Not to say that you guys didn't matter, because yeah, you had some cool. Your guitar playing was good, and your solos were awesome and shit like that. But come on, it's called like it is. The biggest thing was fucking King Diamond. Like, so yeah, you can't. So granted, they never tried. But as far as other bands that did, I mean, there definitely is some. I mean, if again another band that didn't do it, but if they did, Immolation, if they got rid of Ross Dolan, what the fuck? Because Ross's vocals are just so awesome and distinguishable. That'd be another like, just get the fuck out of here, just break up. Like if Ross quit and Bob continued the band, they just get some guy just doing regular death metal vocals. I just like, this is fucking stupid, you know. So, but as far as actually bands that actually did, I think Law of Creation is a really good example. Even though I do like the other albums, but yeah, it's definitely not the same. I can't think of who else actually did it. I mean, technically speaking, it probably is probably maybe the number one example, but it didn't hit home for me because I was a late bloomer. Is the most obvious is Cannibal Corpse. When Chris Barnes left the band, there's tons of people I know didn't like it. I remember like even Corpse Grinder told me in person like when he was for this first tour and shit, there's a lot of people that booed at the shows or yell at Barnes, shit like that. So people were fucking pissed. But you got to remember the first Cannibal Corpse album I heard, the first death metal album I ever heard, was the Vile album. So it was George. So when we went back and I heard that, I think the next album I heard was The Bleeding. I think it was the second album I heard. That was Chris. Oh, two different singers. So like, you're so new to the stuff. So it was kind of like a little bit numb to the situation, if that makes any sense. So like, but if you were there, I could see if somebody's like, especially a real old head, and they got into Cannibal Corpse in 1990 or 91 or whatever, just very early days. And if they like the albums, like, yeah, it's not the same fucking band. It's not that the Corpse Grinder shit is like, I don't think it sucks, but it's like, it's just a different band. I would definitely see where they're fucking coming from. But for me, I loved it all because, well, they're like my favorite band. So, thoughts on Sacramento and Dissection? Both are in my top 6. The content has been great. Keep up the good work. I think they're both good. Sacramento is, I think, they're good. It's kind of I wouldn't say it's in the forgotten category, but definitely it's been a while since I've listened to them. But every time I'm like, it's good stuff. Doesn't blow my socks off. And Dissection, I like the first 2 albums. I think they're great albums, but I think that they're slightly overrated in a sense. I've always said this since I was a teenager. Just because, for whatever reason, it's and I know through Hells, because anytime we get it, it's kind of hangs in with in the category of Bathory, Dark Throne, Bolt Thrower. It outsells everything by a milestone, which, hey, shit that sells. It's cool. It's just like, but there will be other bands that are equally as good, or even like bands that are legendary in a sense, or even hell, bands that are even looked at as even bigger. Like, for example, it outsells Merciful Fate. If we get fucking Dissection, Storm of the Light's Bane, those in at the same time, let's say we got 50 copies of them. So let's say we got a new color of it, and we get another pressing of Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath, 50 copies color. Yeah, Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. It's going to sell, and it's going to sell well and pretty fast. But I bet you any money that the Dissection would sell out faster. Merciful Fate's a more popular band, though, right? Are they more legendary band? Yeah, I don't really care. So I always thought they're overrated in that sense. I'm like, why does this shit sell so fast? Like, why is it like, well, everybody, like, yeah, they're good. I was like, I just don't understand, like, why is it blowing the fucking hinges off of everybody else, like, in sales wise? So in that sense, they kind of always just felt a little overrated to me. So it's like, I don't get, like, nothing against it. Even if that's somebody's all time favorite band, that's fine. I just don't get why, like, I just, anytime I see stuff like that, I'm like, do these guys buy other shit? Like, I don't know. Cause I was like, I never, this first time order for them too. They don't come. I was like, you just like one band? That's just what kind of comes to my mind. So, but yeah, good band. From Vinter Evig, what's your least liked album HHB has released? And what HHB release do you think is most overlooked? Fuck, that's a really good one. Shit. Least liked album. Yeah, I don't know if I have a pure least liked album. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Diafago band. Why do we deal with them? It's because it's I mean, it's fitting for the band. I mean, Chase really likes them. We dealt with them, and it's kind of like that chaotic stuff that fits in with Archgoat, Blasphemy, and stuff. So it's respectable shit in that sense. Where so it's like I don't I don't think they suck. It's just one of those. Honestly, like, I'll go out and say it. I don't even know if I've ever said a lot of things like band Blasphemy. I think they don't do shit for me. I mean, it's kind of like a cool song. I get it was original for its time, but I put it on, like just nothing there. Like I just literally like where the songs. Like I'm like, where's the catchiness? Where the hooks? I was like, literally nothing there. I was like, the sound's cool. It's original for the time, but I mean, that's kind of how Diafago is. It doesn't suck. I get it. I mean, but people like it and it fits the fucking niche, and Chase really liked it. So yeah, but I mean, like if it was on, it'd just be background metal for me, and especially what was it, the Filipino Antichrist one that we did, where it was really like chaotic as fuck sound. I'm like, this shit's like, holy fuck, this is kind of a tough listen. But I got it. I kind of got that it's, in the sense of originality, it's almost like warlike sounding. But yeah, that's nothing I'm going to put out on my own. So that's the first thing that's come to mind. There might be something I like less than that, but that's what's really come to mind. As far as most overlooked, I mean, there's a lot of overlooked shit, in my opinion. I mean, like I said, I'd say Big Faith Extractor is really overlooked. I think Shed the Skin's really overlooked. Um, The Centurions we did sold, but nowhere near. And I didn't think it was going to fly. Centurions, like I said, a Purest Fire and Corazon and Chaos Gods. Those are literally some of my all-time favorite albums of all time. We did them, and hell, we even have a few CDs back in stock. Granted, they did sell out. And what happens? We got a return pack from a distributor. I think we got like 20 copies of each disc back in, so that's why they're back in. So now's the time to get it. If you're going to, the LPs are sold out. But that to me is like I could go to my grave without it. Those are literally some of my favorite records ever. Centurion, yeah, both the Purest Fire disc and the Corazon of Chaos Gods. So I don't know if they were overlooked because they did move and people know about them, but to me, it's like this is fucking like put it. Why I like those two albums better than I like Dissection. The guy brought up a lot more than I like Dissection, to be honest with you. Even though I do like Dissection, I own the first two albums, think it's good. But to me, like Corazon of Chaos Gods, to me that just blows it out of the fucking water. I think that shit's just so ferocious and good that yeah, for me. So I guess kind of that. But yeah, like I said, Shed the Skin and Faith Extractor, and there's a few other bands that are really good that just don't get much attention. Who's somebody kind of recent too? There's somebody kind of it sells to another band. It's not too overlooked. We've done a lot of stuff, but at the same time, kind of overlooked. Destructor from Australia. Them, I think they're really good. The last album they did with that Opprobrium. I thought it was a fucking great album, and we still have some of those in stock too. So kind of them as well. I think a little bit more like they should definitely get more attention than they have. Is what I think. Mm. From Adam Schnellback, any chance of another Asselwich 7-inch picture disc split? Very stoked for the new Church of Discuss. Also on a Vital Remains Dechristianized tour, I was backstage and Glenn was getting his yayo on. I don't know what yayo is. Yayo on. He still had the Shredder outfit on without the headpiece. Good times. But once the Mastodon guys, before, they totally blew up. This was right after the Leviathan came out, and they were on a Jägermeister. Whoa, holy shit! Holy shit! I can't read all this. This is a fucking book. If there's any questions in here. What is question? Yeah, let's answer this question. Any chance of another Asowich 7-inch pictures? 7-inch picture disc? I don't think Dave has anything planned. He did say it's funny because Chase just told me like 2-3 days ago that Slasher's like, yeah, I'm almost done with the next album. Wants wants us to do it. Again, a lot of these bands when they say that almost done, it's kind of like you hear that and it's like 2 years later you get it. Like I've definitely seen that before. So I'm not saying he's full of shit or he's not doing it. I'm just saying their idea of almost done and maybe they run into hiccups. Like it might almost done in my opinion is like we're getting it next month. That's almost done in my book. I mean, but I'll be shocked if I get a disc this year in 2022. But if so, that'd be awesome. So, but nonetheless, got an album almost done. He's working on it and planning on doing it with us. So, album for sure. But 7-inch pictures, no, I heard no mention of this. We'll probably make this the last one. Scroll. You've done 20 comments, kind of a lot of seems like this one's taking more time. We'll do two more because two of the guys are asking the exact same things while both are. Hey Jar from my Port Spawn 666. Hey J Dog, are you a fan of Bolt Thrower? If so, have you heard Carl Willett's new band Memoriam or Frozen Soul from Texas? Highly recommend if you are. I do like Bolt Thrower. Kind of another band I put in that overrated category. Only for not because I think that they're just because based off sales. That's another band. Like, dude, like you literally can't keep them on the shelves ever. And it's like I'm almost like, dude, don't you guys already have this? But I mean, it's kind of cool. So just for that reason that they like the Bolt Thrower outsells Merciful Fate. It's just Bolt Thrower definitely. I can tell you for a fact outsells Venom. 100% handful. And it's just like to me that's kind of like just kind of I don't care. I'm not saying they don't deserve to. It's just a little weird because I always thought, well, isn't Venom more popular at least? So you just who knows? So just in that sense, a little different. But yeah, I like both. I like basically general rule of thumb is my favorites are Realm of Chaos. I like War Master, and then I like the technically the first album, In Battle There Is No Law. And then I like the demos. And after War Master shit, I've heard like the Fourth Crusade and shit. I never heard anything that I thought sucked, but I kind of just lost touch. You know, another thing. Actually, let me see if it's here. Let me see. I'll show you something. Yeah, so check this out. This is a bootleg CD. You know what? Another thing, Bolter kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth because they're a bunch of fucking pussies when it comes to bootlegs. Like we've had a couple things that we got in stock and they bitch and whine, and they're just a bunch of just like you should, anyone that's very anti bootleg, I especially when it's coming from a band, I get the I get a bad taste in my mouth because it's literally where's my paycheck? Where's my paycheck? It's like, dude, it was put out by fans that just want your shit out, you dumb fuck. That's what it is. You should just be appreciative that people like your stuff that much that people want to put it out. Again, I used an example, like for example, Ash from Faith Extractor. Don't even need to ask them. Don't even need to guess. I can 100% guarantee you, if someone bootleg Faith Extractor, he'd be a pig in shit. Oh my God, this is fucking awesome. Guaranteed Craig for Crucify Mortals, same thing. Yeah, because you're appreciating people like your band. So you automatically, you come off as kind of just like a minimally a rock star, kind of a fucking poser when you're coming off like that. Because literally they sent us like lawyer threats and shit, and it was over this CD I'm going to show you. This CD's great. It's got the first two like the early demos, but then it's got what was on here later demo from 2000. Does that say 8 or 2003? Demo 2000, and then it's got the 87, 88, 89 demo. But anyways, from the demo 2003, it's just one song, K Machine, and demo 2000, Destructive Infinity War. Oh, no, was that? Oh no, 90. So those demos, but all those there, and it's but the one song from 2003. I thought it was good, so I was like, I don't know that, but I have this disc, and this is what I know. But look, check this out, guys. So this was years ago. In case any of the fucking tampon boys and fucking both throw ones, what the fuck? So it says right on here, released in 300 copies by Bolt Thrower Fan Club 2005. Yeah, that sounds about right, 2000, because this was years and years ago. Anyways, Bolt Thrower contacts us with a fucking lawyer thing like that. Send us a season assist and send us the copies and all the money you made. It's like, we got like 15 in. We sold 10 of them so far, and I think we were marked up $5. We made $50 profit technically. We have 5 sitting there. Well, I think they didn't say anything about the money, but when we paid, I was like, "Do you want the PayPal? And we'll give you your $50, you broke ass bums." And then like, yeah, send us the rest of your copies. So we did. We mailed them the rest, so they got free discs for doing nothing, just because a bunch of fucking rock stars. Disc. I don't know why there's a brutal truth in the background. What the fuck that's about? The back of this. Well, this is a great disc, and I like this. So, but yeah, that's another thing. So maybe it's kind of a personal thing. So I do like Bolt Thrower, and I like the first two albums. Like I said, other than that, kind of never heard anything that sucks. But they just left a bad taste in my mouth just because of stuff like that. The things I know they're known for doing that. Like if somebody's selling like a Bolt Thrower bootleg shirt or whatever on eBay, they have a season assist. It's like, here's an idea. Any bands that are pissed about like any of their shit getting bootlegged, especially shirts, well, I'll tell you why it's getting bootlegged. Because you're not making it available. So print it, make it available. Why don't you guys over there then the both are make your album shirts available? There's demand for it. People want it. If you did that, fans wouldn't bootleg it. It wouldn't happen. So problem fucking solved. So just in that sense, on a personal level, they just rub me the wrong ways. As just, I mean, at the very least, they're literally just rock stars. That's just flat out what they are. That's kind of not my opinion. It's just a fucking fact because I know multiple other people that said they've had the same fucking problem with them. Yeah, like season assists and shit like that. So, you know, good band, but guys come off as fucking douche canoe as fuck. So, yeah, there's nothing else. That's kind of my opinion. Was there any other fucking question? I thought he said it. Oh, they talked about I never heard the Memoriam. I've heard of it, haven't heard them. And Frozen Soul from Texas. I listened to something, and it's funny because they had a new album. I meant to listen to that, and I didn't listen to it at all, and it sold out. It was a newer album, so I remember thinking it was an okay death metal. But it's kind of like the shop in the background. I wasn't paying much attention, so I wanted to get more of an honest listen. So, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, and the last thing, because I busted out a photo for you guys from Cardiac Arrest. Funny you mentioned Doc. I met him around Litany era. Sucks I don't have a picture. God. Yeah, Doc from Vader. Yeah, I met him, and I thought his drumming was fucking awesome on Vader. Just a fucking blast master, right? And actually, I think this photo is, so this is my photo with him. I busted it out. I literally think this was for the Litany tour. I'm almost positive it was. And this is me with Doc. And so 2001, 2, 3, somewhere around there. Get that, Devils. That was with, I'm almost positive Dying Fetus opened up for them. Kind of just because I actually, one, I remember the show, and number two is I'm wearing a Dying Fetus Grotesque Impalement shirt. And I'm pretty sure that's the same night I met Kevin Talley, the drummer of Dying Fetus. And I'm pretty sure we're wearing the same shirt. And I remember, I'm almost positive Dying Fetus opened up for them. And Dying Fetus would have been on Destroy the Opposition and Vader on Litany. So whatever year that was, 01 sounds about right. Does that sound? Look it up, Devils. Let me know. But yeah, I was there. And yeah, it was fucking awesome. And then Doc died, 3-4 years later? Because his last album he was on was Revelation. Was it Revelation? No, I don't think he's on Revelation. Isn't Litany the last one he's on? Either Litany's the last one he's on or Revelation's the last one on. Or Revelation's the first one he's not on. I don't know. I like those. Vader's another band. I never heard a sucky album. The last 3-4 albums, I kind of get them mixed up, and I don't know them as well. There's Empire in there, and then there's the Tibia, whatever the fuck can't pronounce, and there's a couple others where I get them mixed up. But nothing I've heard, none of it I think sucks. I was like, I was all solid, pretty good fucking shit. You know what I mean? But definitely, especially after Revelation, I get a little hazy on what's what. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think Revelation's the first one without Doc. So is Litany the last one he's on? I think it might be. Then he kicked the fucking bucket. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I met him, and then 3-4 years later, died. Something around there. 2 years later, something like that. So definitely glad to say I met him. Got a picture with him, right? Got my shit signed, and that's that. So yeah, that's it for that one, Devils. Leave the goddamn comments. Let me know what you fucking think on all this, and whatever questions you have, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.